Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. The opposition is accusing the Alan Shasney-led administration for using Taiwanese funds for the financing of unproductive ventures. This accusation comes in the backdrop of the arrival of Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen. More from Solange Alfred.
On Wednesday, 17th July, members of the opposition held a press conference to address the abuse and misuse of official development assistance from the government of Taiwan against the backdrop of the expected visit of President of the Republic of China on Taiwan, Tsai Ing-wen. Former External Affairs Minister Alva Baptiste says the opportune time was presented to shine a light on the financing of the inappropriate and unproductive activities by the Shasney regime for friends, family, and foreigners.
Over the years, on the basis of agreed areas of cooperation, the government and people of Taiwan have assisted St. Lucia and St. Lucians in agriculture, ICT, and community infrastructure, to name a few. For example, in our efforts at food security and sustainable agriculture, the Taiwanese invested over $20 million in constructing an abattoir, a meat processing facility for St. Lucia, and its livestock farmers. This state-of-the-art abattoir, which is fully completed and equipped, is to be sacrificed to facilitate the construction of a horse racing track for the entertainment of an exclusive few. Hence, the entire Beauséjour agricultural and livestock area of Beaufort has been transformed into a playground for the political games of Alan Shasney and company.
Baptiste says the abuse of assistance warrants an apology by Prime Minister Shasney to President Tsai Ing-wen and the people of St. Lucia.
At this juncture, it is reasonable to conclude that any leader with a conscience would have apologized to the government and people of Taiwan for the abuse of their generosity and patience. But no, this callous, heartless, and ungrateful administration has taken its abuse of the Republic of China and Taiwan to a new level when it imposed upon it a loan of US $100 million to fund the Hiwanora International Airport, which is yet to be fully conceptualized by the Alan Shasney administration. This loan from the Republic of China, Taiwan, was highly unnecessary, given that a fully conceptualized plan, design, and costings were already in place for the redevelopment of Hiwanora International Airport via a public-private partnership arrangement with the World Bank.
Adding fuel to the fire, Baptiste says the tens of millions of dollars invested by Taiwan in the rehabilitation of St. Jude's Hospital could have completed the medical institution had it not been for an abortion of the works by the current administration. This, he said, led to a decline in the state of healthcare in St. Lucia.
All of this neglect has caused a serious deterioration in the healthcare situation in St. Lucia, while Alan Shasney and his apostles can travel the world luxuriously to obtain medical care, while the majority of St. Lucians cannot afford such luxuries.
Baptiste says the height of disrespect will reach a peak point with the UWP planned sword-turning ceremony for what is described as a new and unnecessary structure to be erected at St. Jude Hospital grounds, where the President of Taiwan is set to participate. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
The Board of Directors of the National Insurance Corporation, during a recent press conference, defended the Cabot Link investment, divulging other investment plans aimed at creating a consolidated safe haven for the elderly. More in this report from Solange Alfred.
Chairperson of the National Insurance Board, Isaac Anthony, says the Cabot Links project is a drop in the bucket of investment opportunity for NIC. He assured with the fully secured loan, NIC has safeguarded itself and pensioners against undue losses.
NIC's involvement in the project is by way of an EC $27.5 million, a loan which is approximately 1.2% of NIC's investment portfolio of EC $2.3 billion.
With the EC $2.3 billion portfolio in tow, Director of the National Insurance Corporation, Matthew Maffre, says other investment opportunities for NIC will include a united elderly community.
We're looking at a village for elderly, because right now we have these homes in disparate places, and we think by consolidating things, we could end up having a more a dignified setting where we could consolidate the various services like physiotherapy, parks, and those sort of things. And we've already gotten concepts for this. Now, when we wanted a concept design, so we could go and talk to the homes to let them see what we're planning to do and see how they could fit in. And we call it a village because we know, given that certain people would like to keep their little corner of the world, that we could have that village, marine home villages, etc. But we have shared services. Now we're still trying to conceptualize the financing and sort of things, but we already have the design, the evaluation just came in. We had the architects give us the design scheme, and we've selected one. The board has not approved it yet. I'm just giving you that upfront. So it only just came in a couple of days ago.
The investment policy governing the NIC states a surplus of money in the fund may be invested in any of the following: the acquisition and development of land, the purchase, construction and rental of buildings, loans, government bonds, and securities and shares and debentures in bodies corporate. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
The results of the 2019 National Carnival events were officially released to members of the media. In this report, we highlighted the winners of Juve, Au Mas, the Spirit of Carnival, Band of the Year, and several other categories. Here are the details.
Keeping with tradition, Event St. Lucia, in conjunction with the Cultural Development Foundation and its partners, hosted a press conference to update the public on the results for the 2019 Parade of the Bands. The chairperson for Event St. Lucia, Agnes Francis, began by expressing her utmost delight in the success of this year's carnival season.
Carnival 2019 has been a resounding success in terms of the size, in terms of the quality, and in terms of the merriment by competitors, revelers, and spectators. All the competitions went off without a hitch, with the exception of 1 or 2 late starts due to the inclement weather. The standard of the competition was exceptionally high this year. Patron attendance was larger than last year. There was satisfaction with the judging from all the competitions thus far, and we are sure today will continue that trend.
The chief judge for the Parade of the Bands, Paula James, continued by discussing the winners in the various competition categories for 2019. In the Juve category, Back in Time Juve Band with their portrayal St. Lucia Simply Beautiful came in first, followed by Juve Jammers Juve Band in second place. In Au Mas, Cuthbert Modest, who portrayed You Ball Dust advertising wood for Sunbuilt, was dubbed the winner, followed by Carlton Ishmael with his portrayal Government Minister Vacate Job over a Trini affair.
Then we move to Mass on the Move. In 4th place, we have Just for Fun with 73 points. In 3rd place, Zuvo Carnival Band with 78 points. In 2nd place, Fusion Mass with 81 points. And Tribe of 12 in 1st place with 84 points. Then the coveted title for Band of the Year. In 4th place, we have Just for Fun Carnival Band with 365 points. In 3rd place, Fusion Mass Carnival Band with 373 points. In 2nd place, Zuvo Carnival Band with 426 points. And in 1st place, Tribe of 12 with 440 points.
Janus by Fusion Mass was named Section of the Year, followed by Tribe of 12's Homeland and Zuvo Bands in Legacy. Bands were also judged on the Spirit of Carnival, of which Zuvo Band's Her Majesty was number 1, succeeded by Tribe of 12 and Red Unlimited. Adrian Auger, Quincy Griffith, and Sharon Tanner, all of Tribe of 12, claimed the top spots in Parade of the Band individuals.
In 4th place, Shemi J with Pretty on Purpose with 5 points. In 3rd place, When Tuizen, Mix Up, 12 points. In 2nd place, Rickety with Mess, 18 points. And in 1st place with 55 points, Edwin George Call My Mother for Me.
Tribe of 12, a veteran carnival band, and Zuvo Carnival Band, a new band to the carnival experience, ranked in the top 3 for many of the categories in the 2019 Parade of the Bands. The Hot 7 News team will continue its reporting on the results from the 2019 Carnival celebration in a subsequent broadcast. For Hot 7 News, I am Love Spooner reporting.
From public sex acts to barely their attire, these were some of the scenes on display during this year's Parade of the Bands and Mass on the Move on Carnival Monday and Tuesday. This has, of course, left the nation split over whether this behavior was exercised in the right place and time. While some say the behavior was absolutely unacceptable, others believe that persons were well within their rights to exercise their freedom and express themselves how they saw fit. So today we asked members of the public, did revelers go too far? Here's what they had to say.
Well, it's a time and season for that, so the behavior is acceptable. It should be acceptable. It's the time for that. It's the season. Carnival is no behavior. Carnival is no behavior.
Obviously, coming from Barbados and going into a different carnival, sometimes we tend to try to compare the two. But I find that when you look at it regionally, is a time where the economies and stuff like that has a lot of stress on people. So they kind of use that as a means to get some of the stress off. And sometimes we get too picky on the other person that actually enjoying themselves. I'm not saying it's a festival for rude behavior and vulgar behavior or slackness, but at the end of the day, is expected that you shake an extra leg, and sometimes the person watching don't necessarily get to understand the full culture of some of the region people. But rude behavior, definitely not. Vulgar behavior, slackness, definitely not. But I don't see it as a means or a disregard for having a good time.
Yeah, some people do overdo it, but I mean, it's okay. I mean, some people are more conservative, some people are more, liberal with their behaviors, but some people do overdo it on the road. I mean, some of the sexual behaviors, is a little too much. So there's kids watching, you learn from what you see. So yeah, some of them need to kind of.
The carnival is good. It always so it go. It always so. So don't mind them. Tell them behave themselves. Let the people enjoy themselves, their stress and everything. And big up yourself, you're large.
Actually, no, I don't think it was, because a lot of the people that we had in St. Lucia they were tourists, and they actually come to our shows for them to have that experience. A lot of the times you find when people are on the street behaving in that manner, you never know what these people go through. Sometimes they go through some personal things that we don't even know about, and they find ways for them to deal with it through expressing themselves at Carnival. So I never really judge these people. I see them and I just see someone enjoying themselves. Everybody finds ways to deal with things differently and enjoy themselves differently. I don't know why people still go about judging people over how they behave. Just live your life and let others live their life how they see fit. It doesn't really matter what you do, how you do. It's your life, live it how you want.
For Carnival 2019, it was really interesting. I saw some persons, who had some skimpy attire. Some person actually saw a woman who basically had nothing on her. I think some rebels did go a little too far in terms of their behavior, their attire, what they were doing, what they were wearing. Carnival is not just about the revelers on the road, but also persons, the spectators who come out to view the carnival. So they should be cognizant of that, be aware that, it's not just about you and the person behind you or the side of you, your friends, but also the spectators. So you have to be mindful of what you do, what you're wearing, your behavior, because they have kids, you have parents bring their kids out to see the carnival, and it's really uncomfortable for parents to actually see, persons, bending over in somebody's face, in the next person's butt, what have you. We have to be sensitive about cognizant about these kind of issues, and be mindful that, it's not just about us enjoying ourselves for carnival, but also the persons who come out to watch the carnival, and, the young persons, the old persons, persons of different ethnicities, cultural background, foreigners. We have to look at, we're a tourism-based country, so we're mindful about these things for Central Carnival.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News. Stay with us, we'll be right back.